Good morning, Guardians. The Hijabi Gamer here, and it is bright and early on Tuesday morning. It is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, the 4th day of Ramadan. And, we just ate breakfast. Well, pre-sunrise meal. Anyway, as much as I would like to be able to do the challenge of the elders, unfortunately, I cannot give you the bosses because this week I need to be at work at like 6:15 instead of the usual 7. So I just don't have time. There's a big thing going on at work that we are preparing for. So unfortunately, I cannot give you the challenge of the elders bosses this week. I will try to do so next week. In addition, I am not on Xbox, nor am I on PlayStation 4. I am on PlayStation 5. I decided to haven't been using my PlayStation 5 very much, and I'm told there's been an update that should make it easier to live stream with PlayStation 5. So, I'm hoping to live stream, because I thought it would be kind of cool, Ghostwire. Looks like a cool game. Looks like an exciting game, an action game. Anyway, that aside, you're not here for me talking about Ghostwire, which I haven't started yet. I did install it. You're here to hear about this week's reset in the original Destiny. Let me emphasize this point. It is the original Destiny, the first Destiny, the best Destiny, Destiny 1. Not Destiny 2, no, Destiny 1, okay? 2014 release, all that, Destiny 1. Alright, so, what is going on, in the world of the original Destiny? I mean, the reset doesn't even happen in Destiny 2 yet. So, for Crucible, we have Mayhem Clash, aka Chaos and Insanity, in which Lord Chax actually tells us to go ahead and enjoy yourselves, Guardians, because, why not? It sounds like fun. Embrace the chaos. Greatly increased ability recharge rates. Faster special and heavy ammo spawns. No respawn delay. Scoring values multiplied by 10. 6v6 team deathmatch. Like I said, which reminds me, because I was just thinking about teams, I am trying to work out what I'm going to do about the whole playing Destiny 1 on Sundays. It's just Ramadan has started, and that kind of throws things for a loop because sometimes we go, I may have to wait until the end of Ramadan to decide how I'm going to do, forming fire teams on Sunday and playing original Destiny. So we'll see how that goes. But Ramadan's a month, so once Ramadan is over, we'll see how things go. But I should be able to at least, at the latest, get something going after Ramadan. Maybe earlier, because I could always use the distraction on weekends. During the week, I'm at work, so it gets me distracted from the fasting. Anyway, that aside, we have weekly story playlist, which I love the weekly story playlist. Dark Champions. Dark Champions are generally bosses like oh god, my brain is freezing. The crystal that has Crota's soul in it, that's on the moon, or the Echo of Oryx that's on Mars, in the Dreadnought. The boss that comes out where it's like, you need to be ascended. It's like, Eris, honey, we're not going to become ascended. We're going to pretend to be ascended. We're going to carry a shard of Crota's soul so that it thinks we're ascended. We are not going to become ascended. Okay? I hated that whole argument where Eris is like, you must become ascended. It's like, no. We never become ascended, Eris. You need to be clear on these things. Anyway, that aside, we have Dark Champions, like I said, and we have Heroic, because you always have Heroic with these story mission playlists, okay? Because we tend to piss them off in the normal level, so when finally we reach Heroic, they come at us with greater numbers and are even more aggressive. Really, you gotta stop pissing them off. Then we have Arcburn, which is awesome. You could always use something like my baby Necrochasm. Or I don't have it with me here on PlayStation, but Zalo Supercell is a nice, wonderful weapon to use as well. I miss you, Zalo Supercell. Then you have Catapult. Grenade recharge rate is greatly increased. So, cool beans. But the Arcburn is my favorite because, again, gives me an excuse to pull out the Zalo Supercell, which is just awesome. Please, Bungie, bring Zalo Supercell back to Destiny 2. I mean, I know Risk Runner is basically the same thing, but no, nothing beats Zalo Supercell. The nostalgia bait. The nostalgia bait. You make us want. Anyway, so that is the Heroic Story playlist. As I've always said, this is a wonderful, wonderful, fast way to farm legendary marks, because you can do it 5 times and get 20 legendary marks each time, sometimes over 20, because the weekly story playlist is a offshoot of the daily story playlist. and the daily story playlist would give you 15 legendary marks. So sometimes, if you are lucky, you will be given the you will happen to land on the daily story playlist while doing the weekly story playlist, and so you will get 35 instead of 20. You'll also get a Treasure of Ages box. Now, I haven't been collecting them here, but I have a whole bunch on Xbox, because there's no crossplay in Destiny 1. So that's the weekly story playlist. Blah, 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 blah. Then we have the SIVA Crisis Heroic Strike playlist. Okay, this is not as efficient a way to farm legendary marks. You can do it 3 times and get 10 times each, and a Treasure of Ages boxes. A Treasure of Ages box the first time. Remember, this is original Destiny. This is not Destiny 2, which means you need skeleton keys. I don't have any right now. You're always guaranteed to get one for doing the nightfall, but you can't open the chest without a skeleton key. So, usually I have one, at least one, but I think I spent my last one playing, doing something. I can't remember what. Well, obviously a strike, but I did spend my last legendary mark. My last skeleton key. But you need skeleton keys to open boxes. It's early. Alright. So SIVA Crisis Heroic, you have heroic enemies appear in greater numbers because, again, you pissed them off. What did you do? You have Void Burn, void damage from many sources greatly increased, plus Small Arms, which I know there are primary void weapons, but I don't have any. So if you happen to have any of those primary adept void weapons, you are lucky. And a part of me is very jealous now. And I'm just disappointed that I don't have them. And then you have Ironclad. More enemies have shields. They always have shields. That's cool. So, one important thing I like to remind people to keep in mind, because apparently I get new people, coming, is, always remember you can only carry 200 legendary marks. Once you reach 200, if you get more, they won't count. So let's say I get 60 legendary marks, I will only get 40. So even if I earn 60, I will only get 40 because you can only carry a maximum of 200 legendary marks. In addition, never forget, I always forget to do this, pop a 3 of coins before a boss. The way to know you have it is this. This mark here means you have a 3 of coins in effect. Once it's gone, just pop another one. It's always great to have it, so you might get an exotic engram. I never get exotic engrams. I get a lot of green ones that look like exotic engrams because just they happen to look green, yellow, but they're not. But yeah, this helps increase your chance of getting an exotic engram. So I always forget, so don't keep that in mind. I tend to forget it as well, but never, 3 of coins. Anyway, that's the SIVA Crisis Heroic playlist. Next, we have the weekly Nightfall Strike, and it's a fun one. It's a really, really fun one. And when I say this, skeleton key. You always get a skeleton key for doing the Nightfall. And when I say this, I'm being sarcastic. Very, very, very sarcastic. Okay? Why? Because this one, even Ibontis said he had difficulty doing this one solo. And he even admitted, because I remember watching one of his videos, because I was trying to solo it, and he was like, yeah, he had to use the cheese spot, which I could never get into the cheese spot. Apparently there's a spot that you can hide that the ogre, it's this one, alright? It's this one right over here. The Wretched Eye. A fallen high priest is warping an ancient science to use his own A fallen high priest is warping an ancient science to his own twisted ends. Fight to the heart of a hive nest and find the priest and end his atrocities. So if you don't remember, this is the one with the dude with the void gun, the fallen priest with the void gun, and the ogre that you can't kill. That, dear God, that thing is so horrible and creepy looking with its brain like cracked open. It just looks like, yeah. It's one of the most annoying strikes in Destiny 1. Normally, I like all of the strikes in Destiny 1, except that one. I remember doing that strike once, and it came up randomly in the Heroic Strike playlist, and it was Void Burn that week, and my fire team kept rotating. Like, we kept losing people and then people getting back dropped back in. So people would leave and then we get another player in because it was so hard with Void Burn going. So yeah, it's the one with the big ogre running, chasing you around, and the priest with the massive gun that just, yeah. I'm not even gonna try solo it. No. I value my sanity, plus it's Ramadan, so you know what? I'm gonna go easy on it. Anyway, what are the modifiers for the weekly Nightfall strike? Because why not? They're probably going to be horrible ones. Epic. It's always epic. Heavily shielded and highly aggressive enemies appear in greater numbers. So it's not just more, they're heavily shielded. They're not just shielded, they're heavily shielded. Then you've got fresh troops. Some enemy squads have been fortified with additional reinforcements. Because that's what you need. More SIVA. More Splicer Fallen. Just when you thought Fallen couldn't possibly even more annoying, they get SIVA-fied. Yeah. Then you have Match Game, because Bungie really hates us this week, doesn't they? At least they didn't include Void Burn. You notice there's no Void Burn, but there's some things that are far worse than Void Burn. Enemy shields are resistant to all unmatched elemental damage. Yeah. Ooh, that sounds like so much fun, especially with that strike. Please again note the heavy sarcasm. Then you have Catapult. Grenade recharge rate is greatly increased. Finally, something that will help us. And finally, yeah, I'm definitely not even going to try. Definitely not even going to try this week. No. Exposure. Guardian shields are increased, but do not replenish. Now, I've already said the best solution to exposure is Red Death. It has appeared a couple of times with Xur, and every time it has, I have said buy it. Now, I know not everyone who's watching these videos has been following me for a while, so just if Red Death comes up again, buy it. Red Death is a good weapon to have. Why? Because it counteracts exposure. See, Red Death, I love you, Red Death. Each kill heals you and speeds up reloads. So, while exposure, Guardian shields are increased but do not replenish, this will replenish it for you. So you don't have to die and get your health back at a checkpoint. So, exposure and Red Death go together like, what? Lox and cream cheese. Don't tell me otherwise. Cream cheese is horrible without lox. That's fish, by the way. Salmon. It's delicious. How did I go switch to bagels? Anyway, it's Ramadan. And it's 5:30 a.m., okay? Good. All right, and then we have Challenge of the Elders, which, as I said, I have not done because I need to get to work at 6:15, between 6:15 and 6:30 instead of 7. So things are a little thrown up. And then on top of that, we eat first. So we start eating around 4:45. We stop eating around 5:20. So it kind of throws the day off, the morning off. All right. So Challenge of the Elders, I did not do, so I cannot tell you who the bosses are, but I could tell you, first off, if you're going to do Challenge of the Elders, do not forget to pop a House of Judgment reputation booster. I always forget to pop a House of Judgment reputation booster. Yeah. So I'm telling you what, I don't do it myself. I regret not doing it. I highly recommend you do it. Pick up the bounties from Varix. It's something else I never mentioned, but yeah, Varix has bounties for Challenge of the Elders, and there are a couple with Petravenge that apply to Challenge of the Elders, so you might I keep forgetting those as well, but you might as well pick up, there's a couple bounties with Petravenge that work for Challenge of the Elders, where it's I think it's bosses you kill or something, I can't remember exactly, but there are bounties from Petravenge connected to Challenge of the Elders, okay? For Challenge of the Elders, the reward is, I never mentioned that, I realized, you can get a legendary engram and you can get legendary marks 10, 3, oh, you can get it for 3 times, okay. Also, one other thing, when you pick up your card from Varix for Challenge of the Elders, all right, your goal is to get a high score of 30,000. If you get a high score of 30,000, he will give you a weapon, which is why that's the primary one you should be focusing for. The weapon, of course. I have my priorities, okay? And then you have a cumulative score of 90,000. That's why you do it 3 times. You get 90,000. He will give you a piece of armor. Which, I mean, yeah, that's okay. But it's not as cool as a weapon. So you could get cool cloaks if you are a hunter. Like this. The Kel's cloak. See my Kel's cloak? I have a Kel's cloak. Kel's cloak. Kel's cloak. The cloaks are so much better in original Destiny, I'm just saying. Wow, this is getting long. Anyway, the modifiers for Challenge of the Elders are Catapult. Grenade recharge rate is greatly increased. Yay! Super kill bonus. Boo, if you play a hunter and a golden gun. Don't. It won't work for this. Super kills are worth more points. And finally, special weapon damage is favored. Cool. So that's Challenge of the Elders, alright? Very nice, very nice, very nice. Like I said, don't forget the bounties. Oh, and don't forget the bounties for the Nightfall. You need to pick up bounties from the bounty board, but you also need to pick up bounties from Commander Zavala. Yes, there are three. That's three, right? That's three. 3 bounties with Commander Zavala for the Nightfall. Don't forget to pick them up because so you go to the bounty board, you pick up a whole bunch of bounties, and then you go to Commander Zavala, and he has 3 Nightfall bounties. Don't forget them. Cool. And you might as well pop a Vanguard reputation booster as well. I don't have any. Oh, wait, no, I do. Yeah, Vanguard reputation booster. That's good to have too. Anyway, Challenge of the Elders, finally, last but not least, weekly featured raid. We have Heroic, Golgoroth Challenge, Oryx Challenge, War Priest Challenge, King's Fall. It's King's Fall. Yeah. Sweet. I want to do King's Fall. So, I'll see what I can do. It would be awesome to get a fire team together. But I also need to research the raid for Destiny 2 so I could do it with my clan because I wasn't on Sunday because I was bad. I should have been on. I'm sorry, Lord Tachi. I am so sorry. But in my defense, I was fasting. And, anyway. And I was editing something. And anyway, that aside, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this with other Destiny people. Because I think I'm the only one left. Why, YouTube people? Why do you leave and abandon Destiny 1? Destiny 1 is awesome. Buster likes it more. Where'd she go? I don't know where she went. Is she on her spot? Yeah, she's over by her couch. She has a spot on a couch that is covered in fur because she's shedding. Seriously, the amount of fur this cat sheds, I can create 2 more cats. It's very, very impressive. Anyway, like I said, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Ghostwire Tokyo. And, yeah, PS5. I hope Razer releases a control. Anyway, I'm going.